Welcome to the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. Good evening, all. I'm Shasheena. Rolle. As always, it is so great to have you with us. Topping news, the government of the Bahamas describing its mid-year budget in the House of Assembly today. During his presentation, the nation's chief detailed his course of fiscal action while sharing how he plans to make government agencies and public corporations more accountable. Prime Minister Perry Christie says there will be no increase in taxes, but the government will be seeking to borrow an additional $100 million to retire some of the bills left over from the 2011-2012 fiscal year. His fiscal plan of action includes internal adjustments in the public sector and the reprioritization of capital expenditures, measures to enhance the Customs Department and improve revenue collection, initiatives to strengthen real property tax administration. The Prime Minister says the Ministry of Finance will enforce fiscal discipline among government agencies to ensure that they run more efficiently and effectively.
But this is where the rubber meets the road. The Ministry of Finance, in a determined fashion, will enforce expenditure discipline and accountability across all government ministries, departments, and public corporations.
The nation's chief says that the Ministry of Finance will ensure best practices wherever feasible.
The Ministry of Finance in particular, as directed by me, I'm accountable for it, will be restructured and strengthened in order to enhance its capacity to more effectively monitor the operations and expenditures of government ministries, departments, and, yes, public corporations. We will vigorously strive for higher levels of accountability and transparency.
The Prime Minister says these audits will reflect certain areas.
In particular, the Ministry of Finance will undertake urgent and specific actions to deal with electricity consumption, communications costs, and the management of government assets and motor vehicles, specifically across all areas of government. As regards public corporations, the Ministry of Finance will exert more direct and greater oversight of their financial affairs to ensure that they strive for greater levels of efficiency and effectiveness, and that they are subject to greater accountability to the government of the Bahamas.
Prime Minister the Right Honorable Perry Christie announcing in Parliament this morning that Hutchison, Whampoa and Sunwing Travel and Tours out of Canada have agreed to the terms and conditions of the lease of the Reef Village Resort, the scope of work and the cost of renovations. You may recall that a letter of intent was signed between both parties in November. The agreement will now ensure that the 400-room Reef Village is transformed into a modern, all-inclusive property to be operated by Blue Diamond Resorts.
This major initiative to revive the Grand Bahama tourist economy follows upon the earlier negotiation of memoranda of understanding between the government, Hutchison Whampoa, owner of the Lucayan Resort Complex, and Sunwing, the Canadian affiliate of TUI, the world's largest tour and travel company. The Blue Diamond Resort brands have been very popular and successful in Cancun, Cuba, Dominican Republic, and Jamaica. And I indicated, Mr. Speaker, when I first announced this, that this particular company carries over 300,000 tourists a year to Cuba, over 100,000 to Jamaica, and many, many, many more to Cancun, Mexico. It is, and they fly their own aircraft.
Now, the nation's leader said as a result, work could begin in a matter of weeks, providing much construction jobs for Grand Bahama. He said the Canada Group will also invest in airlift from Canada and the United States.
These added flights and Sunwing tour packages will be beneficial to all participating Grand Bahama hotels, and not only Sunwing's Blue Diamond Reef Resort. Mr. Speaker, the combined hotel airlift and tour operations of Sunwing and its affiliate Blue Diamond Resorts will create over 1,000 new jobs in Grand Bahama.
Now, the Prime Minister also announced that the agreement with the Treasure Bay Casino has been extended until the end of April. He said this will give the government additional time to locate an operator who can add luster and excitement to the Grand Bahama tourism product. Well, the countdown is on to tomorrow's hotel union elections. That's when hotel workers will head to the polls to determine who will lead the Bahamas Hotel Catering and Allied Workers Union. Now, while on Grand Bahama, incumbent President Nicole Martin took a critical look at the challenges and the progress made here on Grand Bahama. Our Joan Davis-Rolle has this next story.
President of the Bahamas Hotel Catering and Allied Workers Union, Nicole Martin, giving an overview of some of the pressing issues facing the union here on Grand Bahama.
Grand Bahama is a challenge, and you know what, for our union, it has been a tremendous challenge because the strength of the union has always been in the ability of the workers and the members to stand. When there is an absence of that standing by the workers, then there is the appearance that the union is weak. And I say it very cautiously. It is the appearance that the union is weak. But I'd say to you and everyone listening that you could only back a man in a corner for so long, and he's stand there and allow you to beat him. If you back him in the corner long enough, he's going to come out swinging. And I look forward to the day when everyone in Grand Bahama would say, we tired settling for someone just coming and telling us something. We need to stand up. That has been my message from day one. But I've also committed that in the absence of my people standing, because them standing with me does not dictate whether or not I do my job. My job is to represent their interest.
The union chief noted the hurdles faced by the union in regards to representing the workers at the Grand Lucayan Hotel.
We started the negotiation. From day one, we know that they were not prepared to sit with this administration to negotiate. And they sent us communication to say that they were not going to negotiate because of 2 actions in court. Then they sent a follow-up after we replied to say that they would be prepared to sit with us in February. This was before the court ruling. So I must say to the operators that I too look forward to speaking with them after February.
Martin is calling for an end to what she says has apparently become a disturbing trend here on Grand Bahama.
The exploitation of the depression in the economy here on this island is tremendous. Everyone is riding it. As far as I'm concerned, that olive has no more oil. They've wrung it dry. Every worker on Grand Bahama is being expected to just be happy to be working. Unions are being told that, listen, just sit down, allow these people to work. If you intend to improve situations on Grand Bahama, you do not do it by allowing employers to underemploy your citizens. That is the major problem on this island.
Joan Davis-Rolle, ZNS Network News.
Stay with us. The Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, continues right after this.